Let's welcome in another. Robert Smith. He is the founder, chairman, and CEO of Vista Equity Partners. He is with me here at the Case Conference in Beverly Hills, and we're so happy to have you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you, Scott. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, so I mentioned all these people who are opining on this topic. Paul Tudor Jones was on CNBC just last week, said it feels exactly like 1999. Ken Griffin, quote, "There are obvious echoes of the dot-com era," and we even heard from Jamie Dimon and David Solomon today, similar things from what we've been hearing from some of the most regarded people on Wall Street. So what do you think? Are we in a bubble?
I think, again, it's complex. It's a complex ecosystem, and you have to look at different parts of that ecosystem to actually understand how this is all going to play out. If you look at, the early phases of almost any new technology as it's introduced into the marketplace, you just see the hardware vendors, then the scalers, in this case hyperscalers, start to really catch fire. Now we have hardware vendors becoming hyperscalers, but typically what happens is there will be a third wave where the application users, those who are actually using this technology to empower their businesses to become more profitable or accelerate their growth, will capture the long-term economic value or economic rent in these marketplaces. So to me, when I look at it, certain parts you may argue of the marketplace are very exaggerated in some respects. Other parts, quite frankly, haven't actually felt and had the realization yet of the promise that AI is going to deliver. From our perspective in enterprise software, AI is going to empower enterprise software in ways, if you manage those businesses well, that will create growth and profitability, heretofore have never been seen. So those sort of dynamics haven't played out in the marketplace, and everyone's playing that things are a little more obvious and tangible because it's complex, it's hard work, it's not trivial. But as it manifests, I think we're going to see a massive opportunity in enterprise software, agentic enterprise software. So I'm excited about that.
The biggest question in your wheelhouse of software isn't is there a bubble necessarily, it's is AI going to kill software? I mean, you've heard that. I know you have, because everybody's been talking about it for the better part of the last couple of years as all of this has exploded on the scene. Now, the IGV, which encompasses enterprise software companies in the market, has actually outpaced the S&P 500. Multiples have come down. How do you see that question?
What will likely happen is AI is going to enable enterprise software to eat services. If you think about it, what this will do is create a whole class of agentic workers. Work that will actually happen at a higher frequency, at a lower cost, with higher efficiency, once it's installed and embedded with high precision in the enterprise. That's the part that has to be done well. You hear reports about, 93% precision. That's not enough for the enterprise. You actually have to have a higher level of precision in the enterprise. That's kind of point number one. Point number two, it's critically important for people to understand the vast majority of enterprise data and workflows actually isn't part of these foundational models. Okay, the foundational models have captured all of our consumer data, and that's pretty obviously. But in the enterprise, I read a report a couple weeks ago, only 1%. We're seeing less than 1% in our portfolio of our data actually a part of these foundational models. So ultimately, if you've controlled and had the sovereignty and dominion of workflows and data sets, you were able to agentify your systems and able to enable your customers to actually become more profitable, grow more effectively, and operate their businesses more efficiently. That's that last wave that I think is going to create the massive economic opportunity for investing.
There will be some disruption, though, for certain types of software companies.
Sure.
I mean, the debate feels like it's really centered around SaaS, whether you're going to need that in this new era of agentic AI.
The way I like to characterize it, enterprise software is going to end up in three categories: agentic, rule of 70 versus rule of 40, and no right to exist. So if you actually don't have sovereignty and dominion around your workflows and data sets, you won't have a right to exist in that new agentic world. But if you've managed that well, you actually have not only a right to exist, but a right to excel in that marketplace. You'll be able to deliver products, services, solutions, agentic workforces that will be able to do things that human beings won't be able to do at the pace and at the rate that agentic engines will be able to accomplish.
Okay, so